All right, guys, we're here in the booth, and we do have the legendary Nick Varner sitting alongside the only man to come from England that we really enjoy, Mr. Carl Boys. Welcome aboard, guys.
Thank you, Al.
Cheers. It's a pleasure to be sat next to the legend Nick Varner for this match.
Well, it's nice to be sitting next to you, Carl.
Cheers, Nick. Good lag there from Chris.
Here, they have to break outside that middle rectangle.
Yeah, that's right. A little bit unlucky there. He was obviously trying to park the white, but it was tracking towards the corner and got a helpful little kick just to put it in the pocket.
Yeah, he got, he hit it real square.
Yeah. Now the rules on the scratch on the break, Vinny gets ball in hand, one shot, but he has to play in the kitchen and shoot down the table, so he can't play the first stripe nearest to the top rail. He could play the 10 ball though, because that's just outside the line. And he has to make a clean shot. He can't play no combination shots, carom shots.
Looks like he's going to start with that blue 2 ball for the corner. How do you like that pattern? I know that you play great 8 ball.
Yeah,
Carl.
I mean, it's not a bad option. As you can see, he's just got all the solids in the middle of the table now. And I think he felt like it was the easiest pot with ball in hand as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you always like to have a good ball to get started with, to get loose a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll be feeling it. Obviously, the table's brand new as well, so it'll be running very quick and slick. Just wondering if he's going to play this 7 and play a little bump shot.
Oh,
he's missed the 7.
Overcut it a little.
Yeah, it's an edgy start there from Vinny.
Now, one thing he's done here, he's blocked that one stripe over there of Chris's with the ball that he just missed. And Chris has got those 2 balls up there, so this one stripe is going to be getting.
Yeah, I think he's under it. Oh, there's a stripe on the bottom cushion. Sorry, I didn't see that. So he's going to play this stripe now and just try and bump him behind the stripe and play the stripe up table.
He's kind of got jacked up over this. I thought he might hit the 7 and just move it with this, but yeah, he did end up trying.
Oh, he's been a little bit unlucky there, though.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's one thing about 8 ball I really learned on that IPT tour is when you hit them, you need to know where they're going.
Yeah, I'm not so sure if I want to just play it up for the stripe in the top right-hand pocket. I know he was a little bit unlucky, but you know yourself, when you go crashing into balls, anything can happen.
Now he's got a pretty good angle on 2 balls, actually, to break this out. I kind of like maybe playing this in the side if you can avoid the 8 and come up and bump it up.
Yeah, I like that shot, because I think the 9 ball's probably going to slide below the 7, so he probably can't use that. Plus, he'd be hoping to bump into the 7 here and maybe have a shot on the 9 or the 10. Another good shot there.
I think he's going to have to shoot the ball. He just broke out there. What ball is that? Is that the 15?
Yeah, it's the 15, Nick.
It's a ball where the on the right rail, right below the side. This looks like to me this could be almost like shooting the 8 here if he makes this one.
He's having a good look at this. It must be very tight.
Yeah, I think he might be worried about hitting that ball that's solid. I don't think he has much room for error there.
Yeah, Vinny's having a look now. I think they're calling a referee. Interesting first game.
Yes.
Yeah, John's coming into the arena now.
Well, we're here at Steinway Billiards. This is game 1 of the Whirlpool Series 8 ball that Darren Appleton has put together, and He's got players from over 30 countries competing in this. The field's just incredible.
Yeah, he's done a great job, as Darren, putting this event together. Oh, he made a good shot there.
Now, what do you like here, Carl? You like just coming straight across and taking the long shot on the stripe?
Yeah, I think that's what he'll do. No heroics.
And just roll this in and play the 8 in the same pocket,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I mean, this has been a good out, really. This will settle him down. Vinny's missed a trick here in the first frame. You can't be giving frames like that away against Chris Melling.
Very far from it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if anybody does break from the rail.
Another rule on this break is you have to hit that head ball. You cannot use the second ball break.
Yeah, that's a good rule. I think what you might see here is Chris using the one ball to play off the stripe to open the green 6 ball.
Yeah, he's in a pretty good position to do that right after the 2 because he's got this 3 down here in case things don't work out too good. But
yeah.
Of course, if things don't work out too good, here you might not win the game.
No.
This is not one you can afford not to move this stripe here and open up that pocket for the 6.
Yeah, there you go. Nice little shot there. Chris has been playing 8 ball a long time.
Has he?
Yeah, me and Chris go back. Oh, we must go back. I don't really want to say how long it is, but it must be. It's getting on 20 years now, Nick. From playing English 8 ball days. Me, Chris, Darren, Mikhail all played in the England youth team, then the England men's team. So he's got a very good 8 ball brain.
Well, that was one of the things about that IPT tour that was so educational for me is how good you guys from England play this game.
Yeah, I mean that.
Not your first day on the job.
No, it brought everybody together. Did the IPT? It was amazing, really.
Well, it looks like Chris played this rack real smooth after he opened up at 6.
Yeah, another good run out.
He's made it look easy. He's the pattern's just been excellent this rack. And Chris Melling jumps ahead 2-0.
Game, to be honest, so I'm going into the unknown. Lost the white again.
Well, I like the way he hit it, all except the part about if he catches that rail. What a nice spread, and I like the cue ball coming off the bed of the table just a little bit.
So as we said before, he's not allowed to play any of the 4 balls in the kitchen area. I mean, do you think he's going to play the 1 ball in it? Just because you can get close to it, so it's an easy starter, or?
Yeah, I like the 1. This he's actually, I think, has a pretty good place to get started here. He's got a pretty nice pattern here that is pretty workable.
Yeah, I think it's important for Vinny. He runs the table here just to give himself a bit of confidence and just to stay close to Chris.
Yeah, it's always nice to let your opponent know you're in the match.
Yeah. The table looks super quick there.
Yeah, well, they got the brand new Simonis 860 on here, and it's really fast. Yeah, Vincent one time invited me over to France. I don't want to tell you how long ago this has been, but
Go on, try and think.
they had a tournament over there, and it was a lot of fun.
What game was it?
It was 9 ball.
9 ball. Did you win it, Nick?
No, Jimmy Rempe won.
Jim Rempe. How good a player was Jim Rempe? Because obviously,
Excellent player.
I'm not sure I was born then.
Excellent. Well, easy, buddy. Easy. We're about the same age, I think.
I'm guessing the 8-ball. It's difficult to see from our camera angle, but do you think the 8 goes in the side easy, or?
Well, I think it's pretty tough on the side. I think he's a little tough here. Well, that helps. Hitting that ball thin on the right side got him up a little high, where even if he has to go in the corner, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But I think he wants to play it in the side.
Yeah, it went. Yeah, he's not really getting the pack moving, is he? He's not really.
No, he just don't quite have the right speed yet, I don't think. And he cut that a little bit, maybe too much. Of course, that's the safe side, but
Solids are looking really good, ain't it?
yeah, it looks like the only ball that might be a little tough is the solid right here at the bottom of the triangle there with that stripe. I don't know if it goes in this. Looks like maybe it does the way he's looking at it, huh?
Yeah, and if it does, he's obviously got the 3-ball over there. What will help him drop on it.
Nice thing about opening with this ball, this opens up the 5 above. Oh no, I think he had to break that out.
Yeah, well that tells us it obviously doesn't go.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, he played a good shot
Very
on the 2-ball
nice.
to get the angle there on the 3.
I don't know if he can draw in it. No, yeah, I like this. It shows he's a gutsy player. A lot of people would never shoot at this ball.
Yeah, he believes in his potting. Goes Chris.
But that's one thing I've noticed about competing against so many people with a snooker background. One thing they do from the very get-go is they pocket good.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got to pot good on them 12x6 snooker tables.
Well, the key shot looked like it was when he broke that 6 out and then was able to make the long shot on the 1. Shows you he's playing with a lot of confidence to take that long shot, huh?
Yeah, he's lost the cue ball a little bit there though,
Yeah.
Nick. He tried to play the 8 in the side.
And that's one thing about this 8-ball. There's a lot of pressure on a shot like this because if you don't make it, you probably lose the
Yeah,
game.
that's right. Forming from one side to the other. You can see Chris has changed his break there.
Yeah.
He actually broke off the back rail, and that's proved
Well,
very
I
successful.
like his break. I like that break. What they say in poker, I'll play these.
Yeah. Well, he's made 2 stripes and 1 solid, so he has to go for stripes.
Oh, wow. That's where that rule we was talking about has a huge impact.
I mean, you would probably still take stripes anyway in this instance.
Well, I presume he can make that green stripe, but I'm not sure. He seems to be looking up here.
Maybe you think it doesn't go. Yeah, maybe you're right.
Because it looks like to me you almost have to start with that green one. Everything else, well, I guess he could play the red stripe. Maybe the 10's not in the way.
Yeah, I think this goes. He's really trying to juice this up and try and get into these 2 balls. Yeah, this.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean that shot really wasn't on. It was on a club table where the slickness of the cloth has gone, but on a brand new slick table, you was never really going to get there.
Yeah, what Carl's talking about is that ball slid off and came too close to that right corner, and he came in short. It slid. On this brand new cloth, the ball slides so much that sometimes it takes a little while to get used to it, especially if you're used to playing on normal tables that are broken in.
So you can see Vinny here, he's got ball in hand, one shot, and put the ball anywhere you want, and he's trying to play. He's called the 4-ball in the corner, and he's trying to follow it in. Yeah, he's played a good shot there. That's opened this.
I couldn't play that shot though.
You can't reach?
No, I mean, man, if you don't make the 4, he loses.
You don't like that shot, no?
No.
No.
Do you like that?
I don't at the minute, because
the stripes, I mean, he's got an easy way to start. If he gets the 11 out, everything's laying easy. You know, if he plays that stripe in the upper corner, would you have picked a solid there?
Well, he had to play solids.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he had to go solids because Chris potted the stripe and he made them balls, so he didn't have the option.
I see what you're saying.
I think it's one of them shots where if you're playing a lot of 8-ball and you're playing that shot a lot, it's quite an easy shot, but
I'm so used to playing 8-ball where a lot of times you get choice after the break. I'm thinking Chris scratches on the first shot. I'm thinking Vincent's got the choice, but he didn't have, like you pointed out, he didn't have the choice. And well, he certainly got to be happy because instead of 4-1, it looked like it was going 4-1, and now it's he makes this 8. It's going to be only trailing 2-3. That's a huge difference.
yeah, and he's got the break as well. So Chris is quite attacking, and he likes the old crashing into balls. So, but I don't really agree with this. I think this is how you should be breaking.
Well, you're not going to get it in the winner's circle.
No.
Unless you're...
oh, he's made the 8, but it's all going on in this first match. It's quite good, though, because it's giving Nick a tough old slog in the commentary box. This you'll know every rule after this match, Nick.
Yeah.
So the rule is if the 8 goes in off the pocket, I'm led to believe you can re-break or you can play.
Spot it.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, I really like the position he's in with this rack. He's after this one, he can. He got jacked up a little. He might have to. I don't know if he can. He might have to play the stripe closest to the rail by the foul line instead of coming up for the side. And he's jacked up where it's hard sometimes to hit it hard. Oh no, it went. But
He's getting a little close to the 11 here.
Ooh,
he got
dangerously close, huh?
Yeah, he got very lucky there.
Nice friendly bump. I tell you what, that Vincent was probably, his eyes started getting big here for a minute. Huh? Like he might get out of his chair. That is, sitting in that chair is so brutal. Chris teased him a little bit there.
I mean, yeah, they've been glad to see that one sneak past, otherwise he was in a lot of trouble. So the 8 obviously passes in between these 2 balls into the corner. This is for 4-2. Good shot.
Here's something funny to have.
Playing defensive break shots.
You're going to have to make a lot of balls on the break and put a lot of pressure on your opponent by running some racks from that break. And then when you get to the winner's break, it's really not going to work when they, after 3 rounds, when they get to that winner's break, that'll be suicide.
Yeah, and you know yourself, you know, there's some big breakers in this tournament, you know, and they're very good at parking the cue ball off the break. They get the balls moving, and as you've seen there, Chris didn't hit them good either. They didn't really move. So Vinny's taking stripes.
Well, he's gonna. Well,
I think he was trying to do some kind of bump shot there because I don't think the 15 goes. He's got a little bit of work to do here.
Of course, it's always easy from the boot, but maybe he should have hit that with some inside and spun around and tried to break that because.
I mean, do you think he's trying to grab this and try and come back into it? But is the shot on because of the slick table? Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I think he
doesn't
was
bite,
trying, but now one thing, if he can get that stripe between the 2 and the 8, the blue 10 ball there, if he can get that out next, you know, would you think about banking that stripe cross corner?
Yeah, I mean, do you think it banks just past the 8?
I think so. It may not. Yeah, it may be a little tight, to tell you the truth.
Just could have done that running on a little bit more.
Well, I think the table's playing just a hair slower than they think, because we've seen Chris come up short a couple times for position, and I think it's just a. I think it's that new cloth when it hits that cushion, it grabs a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. And I would imagine the actual bed of the table is very responsive, so they're a bit, you know, they're scared to put a big stroke on it. I think he's ducking here, you know. I think he's going to try and open these balls out and play a little screw shot in behind these balls. Now, did that work? Do you think he's okay there?
Well, if he made if he can't cut that 2 in the side, then he's almost got to go for the corner. So, but boy, if he got him over here, well, he might have been able to play safe. But
I'm not sure you can see that 5 ball. I'm looking on a different camera angle over there, and I think the 8's just blocking it. Now, I'm not saying he's going to play a jump shot here, but I'm just throwing it out there. Each player has 2 jump shots each, and you're only allowed to jump the ball after your opponent's shot. So if you snooker yourself, the short cue stays in the bag. What shot do you like here, Nick? What do you see here?
I don't. Well, you could actually even play safe off that 2, couldn't you? Or I don't think you can make the. If the 2 goes in the side, you almost got to go, don't you?
I think if the 2 goes in the side, he would probably shoot that. And I think he's gone with the jump cue, you know. Yeah, there you see it.
Yeah, he's gonna try to jump that 2 in the side. That's real tough because, boy, he's going in. No, he's going for the 4, is he?
I think he's got
over those 2, or?
Yeah, I'm not sure I like that shot. I'm not saying it's the wrong shot, but if it doesn't go in, I feel like you've lost the rack, haven't you? I feel like there's other things you could maybe jump at.
Well, Vincent's so far played a little weak. If I could play safe, maybe he can't play safe though off the 2. I might challenge him a little bit.
Yeah. Do you know what I think he's looking at here? Do you think he can draw into the rail and hit the 3 ball and try and draw back and stick to the 9?
That might be yeah. That's what he's looking to try to do. It looks like he just pointed at what you. You must be a mind reader, Carl.
I mean, I'm not saying the 3 goes in the top right, but I'm presuming he could call that, and if it doesn't go in, it's like a 2-way shot. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, even if he just gets it down to the end rail, if he's able to, well, as long as he don't scratch off that stripe, if he gets underneath the balls here, he should be pretty good.
Yeah.
Interesting shot here. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good shot. I mean, sometimes that's all you can do. You just got to.
Wow. I like Chris's spot here.
Yeah, Vinny's in the.
He's got to put him underneath the 8 here.
Yeah, he's got to make sure he doesn't try and be too clever. He's got to make sure he gets on this bottom rail, but he could leave the yellow 1 ball. He's left the 4 ball here.
No, he should have made. On that shot, tried to make sure that I cut off this. I guess it's the pink 4 over here.
So you just make sure you come right down there.
I'd make him shoot the 2.
Yeah.
You know, because he's gonna. You know, I don't like any good player shooting at this 4.
Yeah, I think he was a bit edgy on that shot.
But if he cuts that off, he might get back to the table, I think. I don't think he's such a big underdog on getting back to the table. The 2 is way harder.
Yeah, so that little safety shot of Chris's proved to be, I
Effective.
Effective. I think he's playing the red here. Oh, he's played safe. That surprises me, you know. That cannot be the right shot, Nick, surely. Someone as good as a potter as Chris Melling, surely you have to take that 4-ball up to the top.
Yeah, I have to admit I'm a little surprised there because Chris looks like a player to me that is definitely not looking to duck unnecessarily.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised at that. I mean, he's just got to make sure he stays down on this shot, though.
Okay, now he's got to. I don't think he can stay on top of the 2. He's gonna have to go around this 8-ball, I think, and then thread the needle, and probably play that stripe away from the rail the most in the side, and if he could fall where he could bump that 7, where he could remove it, where he could get a little straighter on that other stripe. But
Are you saying he's got to play this and come below?
yeah.
Or do you think he can get there? He's got to come below the 8.
I don't think he can. I think this table's going to slide too much.
Yeah, so he's got to avoid the 8 ball.
I think he's going to end up going toward the spot if he shoots hard enough. No, you're right.
Oh, no,
he
made
could
that,
do
yeah.
that. Wow.
It's difficult because the only camera angle we can see is like a bird's eye view of the table.
Well, you called it. I just didn't think that was possible.
Now, does he pop this ball and just float it in, or does he go off the top rail? Does he play it off the 7? Off the 7?
I like the 7.
Yeah, that was the shot.
Because the game's over if a stripe goes in, and he had a great angle.
Oh, what's going on here? Surely Chris is not. Chris is.
I've been fouled for this match.
Chris is saying he didn't call the shot, so he's asking.
Okay, because he didn't shoot it straight in, I guess Chris's question, and he should have called it. Is that it? Because it didn't go straight in the pocket.
Yeah, I mean, I slightly disagree with this, what he's saying, to be honest. I mean, we all know what he was playing. I mean, yeah, Darren's not stupid here. You know, we all know as players what we were playing. We even said it in the booth, didn't we? It's not like he's...
I wouldn't even got out of my chair.
No, I mean, I wouldn't have even thought of that. I mean, I'm not saying Chris is wrong for asking. I suppose he just wants to know where he stands, you know?
Well, if you're playing char races, or if you're playing where you're trying to work on your opponent mentally, you might do that, I guess. But
I mean
I don't really.
He's tapping again here, look.
Oh, I don't like this.
Oh, Nick, I tell you what, if this is how this match is going to be, I'm glad I'm getting out of the box in 15 minutes.
Hey, I'm going to handcuff you to the chair there. You're not leaving me here by myself.
You can enjoy this one. You can enjoy the rest of this one. Well, I mean, maybe it's a good tactic from Vinny. I don't know. What do you do here? I mean, do you attack? Do you?
I think I'd cut this solid in and try to run out. The one on the left side of the line, the pink, and no, he's going.
Well, yeah, I think he could do that, but maybe not from where the white is now. But maybe he's just potting this stripe and.
Well, this is not bad either.
The problem is when you're going into a stack of balls like this, you sort of, there's no guarantees, is there?
This might be better because if he could get to this bottom green stripe, well, he's going the other way, but he's just trying to bump that. And
what do you think he was trying to play there?
I think he was bumping it and trying to bump that red stripe and get a shot on the 3 in the side, and then I guess maybe try to open him up off the pink, but with a little better angle. But
I mean, it's not something I'd be trying to do, but I'm not saying Vinny's in the wrong from it. He's obviously he obviously knows Chris's game, and he knows he's very attacking. He doesn't miss many balls, so.
Well, maybe his strategy is this. I mean,
I don't know if it's the right thing to do at 4-3 though. It's not like you're 6-2 down and you're trying to change the game. Right? He's in the game.
no, he's right in the hunt. If he makes a ball, he figures to run out and tie it up 4-4, you know. And
I think what Chris will be trying to do though is if he can get in. Oh, I'm surprised that one went in. That is, I mean, the TV table is actually cut at 4 inches, and I think after a few days play, that'll probably hang up, to be honest. With it being the very first match on this cloth.
yeah, it's going to change as time goes along.
So you can see Chris is trying to pop this 5 ball in the side and screw into the pack. Oh, that was a nice shot. Look.
Ooh, look where that 3, ugly on that 3 ball now.
Can he
I
get
don't
through
think-
the gap though? I don't know.
Can he? Yeah, I don't know. He's looking to see if he can sneak in there between those 2 stripes and make that 3 in the corner. I don't know.
I think he can, you know. I'm looking at a different camera angle here, but it's obviously, it'd have been nice if he could, I don't know if he's on the 4 ball. If he was on the 4 ball, maybe he could just stop it dead and then play that. But maybe there's too much.
He's
angle.
looking like he might come across. He's called the 3, hadn't he? Didn't he just call the 3 ball?
Is that what he said? He's called the 3 ball?
No, you wouldn't call the 3 if you make this. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a great shot.
Wow.
Oh, very inventive there. And that has come out a treat.
That was very creative.
Yeah. This'll hurt Vinny and all, and Chris he'll be happy to see this, because obviously Vinny's tried to play really defensive, and Chris has shown him, well, I can run out from anywhere. Very good run
He
out
made
there.
a nice run out there, and he's pulled ahead.
Time for Vinny trying to do things like that. Oh, I mean, Chris is not breaking good at all in this match. It looks like he's struggling to rack the balls up. He's not hitting the head ball where he wants. I mean, if he doesn't improve this, I can't see him lasting very long in the tournament either.
Well, this rack's pretty challenging here, no matter which group you pick. Now, on the break, you have to play from behind the head string. And on a foul or a scratch, you have to, you don't get ball in hand anywhere right after the break.
Yeah, no, I think he's obviously forced to play solid here, because first thing you're looking at is, well, got ball in hand, what balls can I pot?
Well, here's a thought for you, a little bit out there, but I can't tell quite how steep it is, but it don't look too bad. You play that stripe in the middle of the 13, is that the 13? Into the 8, and slide over and just try to make the 15, and if that goes, it looks like it's over this rack.
Well, yeah, I mean, I see your point.
But he's going for, I guess, the 1.
Yeah, he's just making sure he gets an easy pot here, isn't he? And he's bumped the 6 out. I mean, he's opened the ball up, but the 2 balls in the triangle are going to prove a little bit tricky, aren't they?
If I'm going to mess up, I would have rather messed up on the first shot, though. You know,
Yeah,
he's
I mean, I can see your point, what you're saying. You're saying he could have played.
well, now I might like what he did.
You like that shot now? I think he's got to play the 6 ball here, hasn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he can get position if he shoots a 7,
Yeah,
so
even
it's
though-
not so easy yet, is it? Yeah, it may not be so easy anyway.
I don't think the 4 ball passes the blue 2 ball in the corner either, so
No.
if he can play this, I mean, he'd love to land on the blue 2 ball off this 6 through the gap.
You almost need to go into the balls here, go between that 2 and 3.
Oh, he's had a good old swipe at that one. It's not what the French fans wanted to see.
No, that was, he fell so bad on that 7. He just, and that 2-3 ended up really being tough to get to, you know.
Big frame now for Chris just to get a 3-frame lead.
Well, he's really got to be happy. 2-game lead, and he gets to come to the table with a real nice set of balls. This is a pattern that you're looking for any game.
Yeah, this is
great opportunity. Let's see how he's taking off all the balls and just everything connects, like this stripe, then the 10, then the 8. You don't have to move the cue ball at all,
yeah,
hardly. Then that one he didn't just have one stroke, and he pulled it, but
I'm a little bit with you. I like to just, you know, if it's a more difficult shot, but I know the layout's going to be easier or it's going to give me a better chance, I'd rather just take the risk, you know, rather than just. Last thing you want to do is 8-ball is like leave 1 or 2 balls left and your opponent's got all his balls on the table. I mean, you don't win many racks from that, do you?
Well, like in this match, we see that we saw a little bit of safety play, but it didn't last very long.
No.
And Chris made that one shot to kind of so he's going with the stripes here. He's got the 9 over here that he pretty well has to break it out. Looks like the key problem with this rack is
well, I think I'd have played for the 15, you know, and just bumped the 9 off the 15. Then the 8 goes past the 6. You're on the ball that is potted now. I mean, surely he's not going to come across and bump into this 9 from here.
I think he's going to play position. No, the 9 don't go. The 3's.
I don't like this. Surely you play the 15 and bump the 9 over, and then you're on the side, you know. I mean,
yeah, but that ball's gone that you could use in the side.
Yeah,
now.
but he could have played earlier. I mean, this can go wrong, can't it? I mean, he's not. I just didn't like it. I mean, I know he's still at the table.
He's going to probably have to break it out right now, isn't he? Have to bump the 8 and hope he. And he don't have to get shape on that 9 either. He looks like he's going to try to get a better angle. He doesn't seem to be real happy with this one. He may end up having to bump that 8 out of the way and play the table up table, but boy, he could end up awful thin for that left corner because the right corner is no good.
I don't really like bumping balls out where you've not really got a ball to land on. So you see now he's playing the shot I like to play, but I'd have had the stripe over the middle pocket to land
yeah, have for your insurance ball.
Yeah, now he's got
to. I like that.
He's got to land on this ball now.
Yes.
Whereas if the stripe was still over the side pocket, you know you're going to be on that.
Big difference.
And there you see it.
See, that's what I thought might happen. He's going to have to really soft spin this one in and kill it. Try to kill it. I don't know if he can kill it.
I mean, this can, as a player sat in your chair, if, you know, when your opponent, if he pots this and gets out, it can be very frustrating. Because you think, you know, he's not really took these very good and he got out. But this is very thin.
Yeah, he's playing that 9 in that upper left-hand corner, and this is a toughie here. Amazing how much easier it is to see things sometime from where we're sitting, Carl. Well, it didn't quite get it thin enough. He was so thin he had to go back and forth. I was thinking he could maybe soft spin it and kill it, but he had no chance. Well, the score 6-3. Vincent's got to be one happy camper, but you know, I wouldn't fool around too long. I'd try to get up on them 2 balls that are close together.
Yeah, I think he's ducking here, you know. Is he ducking? No? Yeah, he's ducked. I mean, it's not the end of the world, that shot, Nick, no?
What he's got up his sleeve there.
Good luck on that one.
Yeah, if he makes this, he better go buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, and I'm going house with him. Yeah, he's missed that. He was just trying to hit it and try and leave it over near the pocket. Now, obviously, Vinny gets ball in hand. So he can obviously put the cue ball anywhere on the table.
You know, it seems like that 4 would go in the side, though.
Yeah, I think if the 4 goes in the side, you've just
And
got
if
to
you're
play
worried, just draw over behind the 1 when you play it in case you catch the point, you know, and then let him kick again. And if it goes, it's over.
Yeah, so you're saying he can play this in the side, draw past the 1.
Yeah.
And if he pots it, he can play the 6. I think he's following through, though, you know. Yeah, he made it, but I can see what you're saying.
I don't think he felt too comfortable.
No.
Huh?
No, I don't think he, especially with the speed of the shot he played it. Didn't really play it with any conviction, did he?
And he doesn't seem to be too pleased with his angle on the 1 either. He's
No. The angle looked all right to me on the 1, but
now this tournament is single elimination, so a lot of pressure in single elimination versus double elimination. 1 loss in this tournament, and you're out of biz.
that's right. There is a challenge event for the guys who don't make the last 16, is it? Is that right?
I think there is. I'm going to have to ask Darren about that tournament. I think there is a second chance event. And that's kind of nice, because the worst thing to me about playing in tournaments is when you're done.
Yeah. You don't cash in.
And it's not over.
Yeah. So these 3 balls now to get a frame back. Landed a hair short there, though.
You know what? This is he's making this interesting. Coming up short now. Wow. He's going to end up thin, it looks like, if he soft rolls it in, and he may have to go high on this, Carl.
Yeah, I mean, he had such big margin for error, and then you see with the camera change, he's got a lot of angle. Do you like just floating this in?
Yeah, I think if I can stop a little less than that second diamond, I'd have to do that.
Yeah, I think you have to do that.
Yeah, I'd have to. I like this. Otherwise, he's going to be way up by the side and thinner.
Yeah, I mean, he played it off the far side of the pocket as well.
Yeah, that was a great decision there. And
Nick, you still there?
yes.
Okay, didn't know you were on. We're going to have Ted Lerner actually step in with Nick Varner. The score right now is 6-4. And Ted Lerner is...
I'd like to welcome you, Ted.
Well,
I'm really looking forward to this.
oh, I'm looking forward to this. Working with the
really-
legend, Nick Varner. Come on, take us to school, Nicky.
Well, it's been a great match so far, 6-4. Vincent's struggled a little bit. I know he hasn't played quite as good as he wants. That first round can be tough. It was always a tough one for me. The first match was always tough for me because you're just, it's hard sometimes to get loose.
And what do you do to loosen up out there? You just have to let it come to you, and or do you overstroke the ball perhaps? Try to get the arm loose, and what do you do? Take a deep breath. You have any methods that you,
Well,
in particular?
just try to keep my focus and concentration, not lose that, and then really concentrate hard on learning the speed of the table, so you don't have so many hard shots. Hard shots, really, that's what always creates the pressure. It is the difficulty of the shot, because if you've got an easy shot, you don't feel nervous at all. It's when you think you might have to miss and leave your opponent an opportunity, that's what creates the pressure. So if you can play good position, and then I watch the speed real close to see, like in this match, the table's coming off, the bed's pretty fast, but because it's a new cloth, I mean, it's not unusual. The ball's coming off the cushion a little slower. Just the last game on the 8, Vincent came up a little short on the ball before the 8, and he played it real nice, but he had to kind of soft roll it in. And as time goes along, that's a real confidence builder if you make that shot. I mean, he could have hung up the 8. It wasn't a give me. I mean, he did a good job getting a nice shot on the 8. And Chris has played pretty good. They're both struggling with their break a little bit.
So Chris Melling with stripes. And you can see he's got that stripe in the bottom left-hand corner pocket. Now, would a player at this level want to leave that stripe there until the end to try to or keep that pocket covered? Well, obviously not now.
I think he was trying to go there. That 6 into your stripe, and if he can hook you, you're in big trouble.
That's right. Remember, this is an alternate break format and a single elimination format, which means you lose, you are out of the event. We're not doing group play like in a lot of tournaments where you qualify out of your group. You lose, you're out. Now, in this round, you will have a chance to, if you lose, to buy back into another tournament here. It's not buy back into this tournament. And there you go.
I really like Vincent. See, it's getting right to what we were talking about here. Them balls are turning into a negative, not a positive.
So you would be an advocate of clearing that pocket rather than letting them sit there as a blocker.
Yeah, I don't think. Of course, this game could still go either way because of the fact that if he breaks out to 10 here, I might. He could do lots of things here. He's got a lot of options. He could play the 10 and draw back into the 6 and make the 14 and then have a long shot on the 9, or he could bank the 10 cross side too. And
this is where he's going. Oh no!
And he's rolling the 9 in. And now he's got a good chance of what he's doing there to play a billiard. The problem is going to be getting position on the 10 unless he can cut that 10 down into the 6 and 14.
Chris is definitely a fun player to watch. He's fast. He has a certain panache about him on the table, and it's still to this day. I've been following and covering pool for maybe 12 years, and one of the greatest performances I've ever seen was when he won the China Open a few years ago, and there was a very nice shot there to clear out that pocket. Now, does he? Yeah, looks like he. Does he have a shot there?
This is going to be tough. He's got an easy shot to make the 10 in there, but where does the 8 go? He's going to have to bank the 8. Oh, he's trying to figure out how to get over here. I guess he can. I guess he can double the corner up here maybe. Play it in the side and double the corner and come 2 rails around and try to float down here. I didn't realize, I thought the 10 was too tough in the side to do that, but I think that's what, we're either going to see 2 rails or 1. This is do or die here.
Oh, and he ran into the
cut it
red
in the
ball.
side here.
Yeah,
He's got to cut this one in the side.
that's good.
One thing about playing at this level, 8-ball, it's pretty offensive. We've seen a couple saves so far, but not too many. It's been mostly either you run out or your opponent runs out. This is, with this field of players, this is a high-octane 8-ball here.
And that's what I was saying about Melling. When he is on, he is devastating. He's a great player to watch. Like I said at the China Open, I can't recall the exact year. It was a few years ago when he won that tournament in Shanghai. It was, to this day, one of the most devastating performances I've ever seen. It was incredible. He was just making the most amazing shots under pressure, full table shots, shots with the ball stuck in the pocket, whatever you could think of. And he was so confident and offensive-minded. And there really is nobody like Chris Melling when he is on his game.
Well, he's a type of player kind of like Earl Strickland, where I used to say if the match lasts longer than 20 minutes, I feel like I got a really good chance to win. But a lot of times you end up shaking his hand and you think, man, we just got started here. And Chris is that same type of player.
He likes to play fast.
Now he's trying to cut this shot in the side, and this is one tough cut here.
And he will scratch. And look at that. Ball in hand for Vincent Facquet with a wide open table.
He's got to be tickled pink because it looks like there's so many swings in this 8-ball. It looked like he was going to go down 7-4. And right now the score is 6-4. And he's got to be tickled pink. He's got a nice, easy run to come within a game of Chris and only be behind one game. And I believe it's his break coming up, too. Now, he's made some interesting choices in this match. He's broke, well, he fouled one time. Didn't get the 4 balls to the rail. He was trying to play a defensive break because he's been struggling with his break. So, but, I don't think you're going to get to the winner's circle in this event unless you make balls on the break. It just, when they get to that round where winner breaks, you can't break safe. And, I don't even think you can get away with it in any match, but you might get away with it for a game or two. But problem with that safety play, it can turn on a dime where it looks like you got the edge and the guy makes a great kick, hangs his ball up, snookers you on a kick, and all of a sudden you're the one that's in big trouble.
Well, Chris did all the dirty work in this rack and cleaned up all of his stripes until he scratched. And now he's left an open table, ball in hand for Vincent Facquet from France. A chance here to move within 1 for the Frenchman. Coming to you from Steinway Billiards in the Astoria Queens section of New York City. Beautiful day. It's cold, but still a beautiful day.
The walk over here from the hotel wasn't quite as brutal today as it was last night when we walked back, Ted.
As long as that wind is not blowing, I can handle it.
Well, Vincent is methodically potting these balls, and he's had a rack that everybody would love to have plenty of these. He's maybe got a little full here, and it looks like he's drawing back. Okay, now the reason he did that, he didn't want to be too long on this. He could have drew back and stopped around the edge of the box down there, but one thing about pool, it's always nice to cut that distance down between you and the object ball, and Vincent makes this 8-ball. He's getting back in the hunt here. He'll only be trailing 5-6, and he was down. I don't know. Okay, now here's the break. See, now I don't like this. I just don't like this.
What would be the?
He lost the last time. He's come out twice now where he's done this, and it hasn't really worked too good for him. Because I think he's opened him up too much here.
You mean his strategy would be to tie up the break rather than bust it open like most players? And what you mean, and try to just hopefully come out on the winning end of a slog?
Yeah, he's hoping that he can break him where Chris can't run out. And if he tries, Chris a pretty aggressive player, so he's not going to duck unless it's just absolutely necessary.
So what's the?
He's hoping that now he don't get out, and that he'll get a pick up the gravy like he did last game.
So the strategy for Facquet is to sort of, when he breaks, is to make a mess of it and hope he can win that slog. Whereas most players, their strategy would be obviously to bust it open as wide as possible and just run out.
But I think it's going to be hard. These players just play too good. I mean, this is just they just play too good. And and if he gets position on the stripe here, it's pretty well over.
Oh, that was a terrific job right there in opening up that the balls there without disturbing the balls of Vincent. So
I think the key thought there, Ted, on that shot is it shows you the expertise and how good that Chris is thinking, because when you first start playing A-ball, you just want to tear them apart. But then after you play a little bit and you break them out and they end up in worse shape, you think, man, I need to move these balls and know where they're going. He's got the 9 now. Boy, this is going to be a little tough here. He's almost got to come across and bump the 2 to stick right there. He almost needs, and on this new cloth, I don't know if he can get high enough here, but he needs to come across, bump the 2, and he'll end up.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't think you can see it enough.
And he's not allowed. One rule in this tournament, normally he'd be reaching for his jump cue already, but the rule in this tournament is you cannot jump when you hook yourself.
That's right, you're allowed
He's
to.
going to try to curve this around this ball on a Mass A.
Well, this is shaping up to be a similar storyline from the last rack, unless he pulls off a miracle shot here. Oh, at least
I don't know if that ball got to the rail. Was that a foul?
I think it did touch the rail.
Okay, well, let's see. That's a big difference here. Because even though he's got an easy shot to pocket to 6, he's almost got to go into the rail and come back across for the 2. Otherwise, he's going to have to play a long shot.
Well, I can tell you that although Vincent's a very nice guy, I've known him for many years, and I don't think he's going to win any fans playing a defensive break like that. I mean, it worked in the last rack, and here again, he let Chris do all the dirty work and clear the table of his balls, and now and Chris came down to his last ball and was hooked, and Vincent has a chance to clear the table and even the score.
Let's talk a little bit about what happened on that shot. Why Vincent, well, of course, he's playing the 2, but I don't quite know where he's going. Oh, I guess he's going to kiss. Well, he went a little far. If he's going to kiss the 3 off the 11, he may have to go ahead and play the 7. And if he does that, he might as well stay underneath for the 3. Oh, no, he's going to kiss. He's going to cut the 3 ball to that left rail and then play a kiss shot off the 11 to make it in that lower corner. But why, when Chris, we're playing on brand new Simonis 860 here, and I've noticed in the match that it's coming off a little slower because it's sliding. It tends to grab when it's brand new and slides, and he had trouble getting up high enough to hit that 2 because he was almost had too thin an angle, where sometime on an older cloth table,
well, that did not work.
He was trying to do a couple things there, but I'm not sure it's going to work. I think he was hoping that would be a free shot, but I think he's left a cupped shot on this. Oh, no, he's kicking. I thought he would cut this in. I don't understand why he don't get to rake and cut this ball in.
So the strategy doesn't appear to have worked for Vincent Facquet. I mean, he had a couple of open shots on the other balls, and he decided to try the kiss shot.
Well, he's not too bad unless he makes this. So he's got a chance here. I guess I can't see the angle. Evidently, he can't cut the ball in from where we're at. It looks like,
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I guess if you can do that, it don't matter, huh, Ted?
That's a real confidence booster for Chris Melling.
Oh, wow, what a big game.
Have been two
With the momentum, you
Yeah.
know.
So 7-5 now in favor of the Englishman Chris Melling. His original game, Q Sport, was English 8-ball, and he spent the last few years. He was actually on the World Snooker Tour. He lost his card, and then he's been in China playing in the Chinese 8-ball, which is, if you're not familiar with that, it's a pool table size, but it's got a snooker pockets. So, and they're playing with the same size balls as American pool ball, so it's a really tough game and very popular in China. A lot of money in China for that. So Chris hadn't played American pool in about 2 years.
Didn't Darren Appleton win that tournament 1 year, a year or two ago, and win 100,000 first?
Yeah, and he beat his buddy Mick Hill, who's also here in the final.
Oh, really? Oh, I can't wait to see him play. They say he really
Well,
plays
he's got to be
good.
one of the favorites here, Mick Hill. So Facquet chooses solids. See any problems for him, Nick?
You know, it looks like here he just needs to pocket the 1 in the right corner. Be sure he gets high enough for the 6. And then take the 6, and then if he can, the 5, 3, and the 8. And this is okay too. He's going to play the 5, draw back, and get straight in on the 6.
Well, he's looking good here.
Yeah, I like the way he looks here.
I'm just not. I don't like the defensive break. I just think it looks ugly, and it's a strategy. That's for sure. It's a concept. You know, you win by trying to mess the table up, and hopefully you come out on the other end of that mess. It's certainly not an offensive strategy.
No, if you're going to get first prize here, I don't think you're going to get there with that defensive break. I think you're going to have some break and runs, because that's what, you know, when a player, you know, 8-ball's fine as long as you stay in line, but if you go just a little too far and get a little thinner on a ball, or a little longer than you wanted, and if your opponent's, you know your opponent wins that, if it's his break next, and if he's been breaking good and running out from his break, that creates a lot of pressure for you.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
More pressure also. Single elimination, Nick. There's no second chance in this tournament.
No, there is a second chance kind of tournament, I guess.
Yeah, if you
available, but everybody wants to get that prize is not as good as this one.
Yeah, in this tournament, there's a $20,000 first prize. It's around $100,000 in prize money in total. And if you lose before the final 16, there's another separate tournament called a challenge tournament, which you can enter, and you have to pay an entry fee for that. Totally separate tournament, and the winner of that will get $5,000. But everybody who comes here wants to go for the big cheese, that's for sure. Well, he just left a table for Chris Melling, and you can see Melling very anxious to get to the table and clear these balls.
That'll give, this will be the second time now that Chris has an opportunity to pull 3 games ahead. And with this alternate to break, that 3-game lead's even harder to overcome, at least if it was win or break. But you'd have a better chance. But with this alternate to break, that lead's more powerful. Well, it looks like Darren, while we watch Chris, I don't see no mystery here, and he's got to be elated. But looks like Darren's done a great job coming up with a lot of sponsors. I see Simonis' name there in the arena. I see Aramuth. I see Predator. I see Molinari. I see Chekiao, new energy drink, and so.
Well, this is the sponsors have really stepped up to support Darren Appleton in this new venture, the World Pool Series. This is a series of 4 events to be played 1 per quarter, 8 ball events this year, and it's set up as a tour. This particular event is called the Molinari Players Championship, and there'll be ranking points and.
Yeah, I think Darren.
Nobody's trying to put a lot of dough in their pockets right now, and there is that defensive break, and I tell you, I know pool fans, they don't like this. They don't like watching this, and he did that for a reason, on purpose. And what he's doing is it's almost like he's scared to leave the table wide open because he knows that Chris will just clear the balls up, and he's just making a mess of things.
Well, I think it shows your opponent. It's not a good signal to.
And Chris is complaining about it right now to our tournament director, John Lehman, about this soft break, Nick. Go ahead, you were saying?
Well, I believe 4 balls have to hit the rail.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
And that's what I think John's going to discuss. Now, we do have a recording where they can look back on it if need be, but we don't get involved. Even if we did see it. So let's listen in.
What Al's saying is he doesn't feel like it's right to volunteer any information on what happened on the break there, because he can prove whether the 4 balls got to the rail, and if they ask him, he'll be happy to.
Right, correct.
Upstate out.
Yeah, so 4 balls have to hit the rail, and the opponent can ask for a re-rack if it doesn't happen, or he can make the guy who broke play, or he could play it. The opponent could play it as it is.
So
but
3 different options.
He would never play it like this. But I think it's just.
I would re-break if it's a foul, and if it's not a foul, I'd whack at 10 and 100 miles an hour and try to run out. If you get a good spread, the game's over. That's why I don't understand why he's doing this, because and even if he don't get a shot, it don't mean that Vincent's going to have an easy route himself.
All right, so it was a foul, and Chris Melling gets to re-rack the balls.
Neither players have much success on the break. Chris has moved all over the place, and the last, I think, 3 times at least that Vincent's broke, he's played that same type of shot. Now, look at that action. Now,
there
that's the difference. Wow, those balls flew out of there, and let's see. I see 6 solids, and I see 6 stripes. Did he make one of each, Ted? I think he might have choice here. And if he does, I like the looks.
Talk us through, Nick.
Well, he might be able to. He's going to play this in the side, and he might be able to get on that 5 down there by the 11. And now he comes up here. This is not exactly the easiest rack here. Right in the middle, you got that 7 and 8, and the 3 could be big problems. So he's going to have to play really good. Now here he might come all the way up for the 7, and then he could fall good on the 3 or the 7. No, he's playing for the ball over in this rail, and
green 6.
Yeah, so he's gonna, I guess, stay underneath unless he can go. Yeah, he's just rolling it underneath. So that's not bad at all. Play the 3 in the corner, 7 in the right corner, and probably play the 8 in the same pocket he just played that in.
Well, this is how you play 8 ball, isn't it? Bust them open, find your pattern, and off to the races.
Very nice. Very nice. And if he makes this, he's going to pull into.
5 countries, Nick, and that just tells you about when Darren Appleton puts out the call, people respond.
Yeah, got players from over 30 countries. That's pretty impressive.
And there you see another big break. Did anything drop? No.
No. And I'm not sure he can make a ball here. This is a brutal spot to be coming to the table if you can't make one. Now, he does have the option here. He can shoot a jump shot because the jump shot rule in this tournament's a little different than most. You can only use your jump cue twice, and you can only use it when your opponent leaves you in a position where you need to use it. If you hook yourself, as we saw earlier where Chris had to play a mass A shot, he didn't get to use the jump cue. He's probably going to have to play safe here. And that was pretty good there. That pretty nice safe. Only thing I hate about safes, I mean, they always told us when we were learning to play in tournaments, they say never underestimate. When you're young, you never want to play safe. And then they said never underestimate the value of a safety. But the problem with that is you never know quite how valuable it's going to be until your opponent shoots.
Well, the table's still open.
Yeah, I think he has to go from here. I think he's got a shot on the 6 for the corner, and I think you got to go here. You know, you got to put some games on the board here. And oh man.
Well, he didn't feel confident, and he just tied up a bunch of balls there. You see those 3 stripes are tied up, and doesn't leave really anything to shoot at, stripes or solids for Melling.
I think he called a 6 in this upper or lower left-hand corner. Or maybe he's trying to play safe and get him behind the 8 where he was pointing to. I don't know which it is.
Well, it is a call shot game. Well, that was.
Oh, wow.
That was great.
Nice. Now, his biggest problem, it looks like to me, is that 2-ball. If he can take care of that 2-ball.
Well,
So
he's blocked from the corner and the side, isn't he? So he would have to break up that 3-ball cluster.
No, he can. Well, I think he'll try to play position on a ball to go get down there between the 2 and the 8 and play it in this side pocket on the left side of the table.
Oh, it does go. Okay, it does pass the green strip.
I think so.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe it doesn't. No. Wow, that 14 from this angle. We're a little far away from the table. It's a little hard to tell if that 2-ball goes in this left pocket. Now he might have hit that a little thick, and I'll tell you what, he's left Vincent. He's left Vincent pretty tough position. I think this might be a spot where you need to play safe here. But you almost, if you're going to play safe, have to cut that stripe into this ball hanging in this lower right-hand corner and then try to get him on the right side of the table where the 7 is blocked by the 1, where you don't leave him. I don't want to leave him long where he can cut that 1 in and maybe get out. You know what I mean? That's one option I see. Cut this stripe he's close to into the ball hanging and then go over to the left rail and then come across past the triangle close to the if he can get it down here close to the end rail, even better, but leave him where he's only got a combination. He got no straight shot because, as we know, Chris is a straight shooter.
For sure.
Well, he may have left him a shot for the 1 for the corner. I can't tell if the 7's blocking it, but one thing for sure, he's going to have to earn pot in this 1.
Oh, this is
Man, I'm starting to talk like them English guys. Pot
Mate.
to one. I've been around Darren too much the last 24 hours.
So you'll be speaking with a Southern English, an English Southern accent or something.
Yeah. Next thing I
From
have,
Kentucky.
Ted, you'll be saying, "What language are you speaking here?"
A Kentucky Englishman. Look at this. Having to cue.
Well, what he's going to do here,
Over the ball.
even if he can't make the one, he's going to hit that one and leave it on this left rail where that creates pressure. Well, if Vincent, he's got an easy shot to start with. I guess he was trying hard to make it, but now, what is Vincent going to do? This is where you when you play safe, you better be careful what you're doing. Because it can sure turn around on you. I guess he's going to leave him on top of the... See, I think he can spin that 7 in the side maybe and come down and break these balls. Of course, getting a shot is certainly another issue. Getting a shot is certainly another issue.
Melling up 9-5, race to 13. The winner moves on to the next round, and the loser is out of the tournament. Single elimination here at the Molinari Players Championship.
The worst 3 whirls in pool, or 4 maybe, is you're out of biz. When you lose in single elimination, you're out of business.
We've got 14 tables in action here at Steinway, and it is, we've just got, most of the big names in pool are here. Ooh.
Wow, that was dangerously close, and
Yeah.
Vincent's got his work cut out. This is not exactly, this is not a guarantee that you win this game automatic. Now see, here's where the value, that 5 didn't go, but look what a threat. And, you know, he's got some major problems there with that 15. That 15's a major problem that he has to take care of now. He's got a lot of balls to get up there to do that on. I would, maybe he's going to try, he's tried one of these before and didn't have much luck with it, but I guess he's playing the 15 to kiss off Chris's ball. And these come up a lot in this A ball. Very nicely done. And I like his position now really well. It's amazing how one shot can change the difficulty of a rack. It just, it always amazes me.
Probably changes your whole outlook on life in general, doesn't it? It's like you could be playing bad and then hit one really nice shot and you think, well, everything's great now.
But now he's fallen a little out of line because now he wanted to get these 2 balls and leave the ball hanging and then use that stripe there by the counters to come up for the 8. But now if he has to come down here and go up and get it, strange things could happen here. And he's got close to the rail here on top of, that's never a good sign. He's going to play a combination even. And this could fall a little funny where it's hard to get position. No, it fell good, but still, he needs to get down on this. When he goes up table, he needs to get full on this 11. He don't want to stop at the side. And then he wants to get down far enough. The margin, well, he sure made the chance. He certainly didn't fall short, but boy, that's the worst shot as far as you can't win from 6. Wow. Wow. It looked like he was never in trouble. And after he opened up that pocket, I mean, it looked like it. Some days
from hero to goat in just a matter of seconds, and Chris Melling will just take care of these 2 balls here, the blue 2 and the black 8. He will go up 10-5, and that could be the match.
Well, if I wanted to bet on the match,
Hits the rack harder this time. Well, there he goes.
yeah.
He abandoned the soft break, but it appears that nothing is down. Nick, take us through what the difference is between, let's say, your average amateur player who plays an 8-ball and looks at a spread like this off the break, and what do the pros see and look for?
Well, this is where you really have to, of course, Chris is maybe a player that'll do it awful fast, but this is where you really need to do most of your thinking, where not only amateurs, but even pros have to guard against it, is shooting too quick after the break. Because number one, he has to make a choice which group, and number 2, how is he going to run all the way up to the 8? In this case, it's going to be hard to plan every ball because he may have to break out some balls, but it looks like he's leaning toward stripes. And but you got to make the choice. That's always a big decision. And then where a lot of players sometimes they shoot too quick. They pocket a ball, and then all of a sudden they might even be in trouble on the next shot. You know, where this is an interesting rack because of these 2 stripes along the right side of where the triangle goes. Those are hard to get to, and but it looks like he's kind of leaning toward that. I look for him.
Okay, so
he's undecided so far. He's even looked like he's going to go for the 6, cut this 6 in the side. Now that shows confidence there. You know, that's certainly not an easy shot. Now, he made it look easy. And
how often, when you're looking at a rack of 8-ball after the break shot, are you able to see the whole pattern right to the 8-ball?
It's hard to do this rack.
And do you think? Do you have to think backwards? Do you try to think? You look at the 8 and try to work your way back. I mean, are you able to? How many players are able to make that kind of calculation, where they go backwards from the 8?
Sometimes that helps, not always, but you can do that because a lot of times you're trying to see the key ball and then the ball before the key ball, and sometimes you work that way. Now he's really in a tough spot here. I don't know if he's going to try to play this and clip. That's one thing about this game. When you're sitting in the chair here, you think, ooh, man, I got a heck of a chance to get to the table here, because he really wanted to come underneath the ball and maybe even move this red ball out of the way, and then the rack gets awful easy. If he would have got down for this lower red ball by the 8, that would have really solved a lot of problems. But now let's see what he's doing. I think he has to kiss this off the 7, and that's what's tough about sitting in your chair on this, because you know that he has a possibility to still run out. He's not dead in the water, you know.
So he's looking at the pink 4.
I think he's going to cut it across into the 7 and kiss it in off the 7
wow.
in the corner. That's what I think he's looking at. Oh, no, he's cutting a 2 in. Wow.
What a big stroke, and he ran into the 9 there. Well, he's not going to be too dissatisfied with that, I don't think.
No.
Still some issues for Vincent here.
In fact, I think here I would play safe. I'd figure out a way to play safe. One thing I would do here is see if I can't open these 2 balls up, these 2 stripes, and get him up table where he can't shoot it either the 2 or the 7. It's going to be a little tough on the 2 because he can go to that right rail and maybe kiss it in off the rail. It's going to be a little tough to cut him off on this, but I don't think he can run out from here. I like that. I like that because ball in hand certainly would come in more than handy here. Even with one ball in hand, this is when you're not feeling too good. If you get ball in hand here, you might not even be able to run out. That's how tough these are laying.
Yeah. You could see the several clusters there and really putting a hamper on any idea of running out.
Well, Chris has got that 2-7. He just got him in jail with that 2-7. Now it looks like maybe he's going to try to kick that in, go the in rail, side rail, and then kiss the 2 in. And that's coming down pretty good.
That was a good effort.
I'm not so sure, but what I wouldn't have just give him ball in hand there. You know, I'm not so sure, but what ball in hand might have not been the better play. I mean, it's always easy. I don't think I've ever lost a game from up here, but
Yeah.
a little tougher down there under the heat. But
So sometimes you will actually foul on purpose.
yeah, not too often, but I think that's one case where, because I don't know how you run out. This is with his balls. He's just. I think here he has to go. I think he has to play the 13 in the corner, and then I don't know if he can break out those stripes, but if he can't, he's got to try to play position on the ball. If he can't break them out with the 13, then I'd try to float over and hit the pink 4 and stop there for that green stripe on the side. If he could do that, he's got a chance to win. Now he's going to play a safe here, but I don't know if he can get him here, or he can't play the 2. Oh no, he's trying to make that. Okay. Boy, these balls just aren't laying in his favor. Here's something. How about playing the red stripe on the right, cut it into the 2 and make his 2, and then try to come back across where he's at, someplace in that area where he can't hit the 7 and make the 7. Now I like that safety. What do you think about that, Ted?
Well, why doesn't he go for the 10 ball? Because no
Well,
reward.
I don't think he can
no
get. It's
reward.
going to be hard to get position off of it. But the one thing I don't.
Couldn't he have busted up the cluster?
What he was
or
trying
10
to-
and maybe come and busted up the cluster.
I don't think he could do that. But what he was trying to do there was make the 2 and freeze him on that ball. Now, if he'd done that, that could have been pretty darn effective now, where he couldn't hit the 7, or if he could, just this edge over here. But now I don't think he's going to get back to the table. It's like Howard Cosell used to say when he used to commentate pool. He said the thought was there, but the execution was not. He was brutal.
The thought
brutal.
was there, but the execution was not. That's how he
Pretty
said
good,
it.
Ted.
That's how he said it. Sound just like him. Although I don't have a rug like Howard had. I still got some hair up there. There's a crafty cut shot here. All the way down table. Wow,
That was nicely done. I guess here he'll roll it into the side. That's a tough shot too, but he seems to pocket really good. Yeah, I knew. Well, he's human. He's human.
Hey, let's not forget, they cut these pockets down to 4.25, and they're tight, and especially those side pockets are tough. A shot like that's never going to be easy.
Yeah, 4.25. After a few matches on this table, that 4.25 is, you're going to see a ball hang once in a while.
Well, we're playing WPA rules of 8-ball, except for a couple of tweaks, and these tweaks were designed to toughen up the game That's where you see those lines, those boxes at the top of the table, that big box in the middle. You cannot break from that middle box. You have to break outside on either side of that middle box. And most players, when they play 8-ball, you'd be breaking right from the middle.
Close to the middle.
And the idea was that that middle, it's been proven that gives the players a better spread. So, and maybe a little too many break and run outs. So the idea was to toughen up the break and put that break box in there and say you have to break on either side of that big box in one of the two smaller boxes. Also, another rule is in WPA rules of 8-ball, you don't have to hit the top ball of the rack, right? And here you do. And what was the advantage of being able to hit you say a lot of the players would hit the balls.
He can outmanage him, with the safety play. And
Vincent got one back there.
Well, he made one of each there. And so the score is what is the score?
10-6. Vincent
10-6. Vincent got a game
back.
The bleeding. So, yeah, he did stop the bleeding. And but this is the problem. Let's see, 3-6. So he does have a choice. So he's going with the 10. Looks like the only thing that could cause him any problem, but I don't think it's going to be a problem because I think it goes by the red ball there by the rail, that red stripe. I think it goes right by that 3 ball, and once, he's certainly not concerned about it. And so he's going to come back up, bounce off the rail, come back up for the stripe over on the left head string, and then he'll play that last. Oh, wow.
Well,
you know what happened there is he made sure he didn't run into that solid there, and he overdid it a little bit. He was playing the safe side, and now Vincent's got to be happy here. If he can get out this rack 10-7, all of a sudden you're starting to look like, hey, it's my break. If I break run out, it's 10-8. You're starting to think, hey, I can get back in this thing.
Mr. Mo might be coming back on his side.
Yeah.
Momentum, for those of you who didn't
Mo.
Quite get what I was
Big
talking
Mo.
about.
I got it.
Big Mo?
I got
you call
it.
it Big Mo?
Yeah.
The big Mo.
Yeah, sometimes it's huge.
Well, I've seen this countless times in pool, whether it be 9-ball or 8-ball, but you just got to stay positive. Because you're never out of it in this sport. It's a one shot. A guy can be rolling along and playing a match of his life, and one glaring mistake, and he thinks the world's going to collapse in on him, and all of a sudden the negativity comes in, and the other guy gets all the momentum and is able to come back. It's just, it turns on a dime, Nick. Yeah, I've seen it time and again. So you just got to, even if you're behind and not playing well, I know it's easy, like you said, it's easy to sit here and say this, but you've just got to stay positive in this sport. So much psychology involved.
Oh, it's unbelievable, and it's so mental, this game. What do they always say? It's 150% mental. And it's just like Vincent, he could actually be ahead in this match.
Well, he could be.
He's made some mistakes and give some games away, and but you got to let that go. You can't bring it back. That's a history lesson. All you can do is concentrate on your next shot and try to do the best you can from here out. And I know one thing, if I was playing, I'd be thinking, wow, 10-7, if I can break and run this next break, I really need to bear down so hard on it. I got to get a ball down and run out. And then now there's a lot of pressure on Chris. He hasn't been breaking real good a couple times, but he hasn't been running out every rack or making a ball every time. And it's I guess you might say. Okay, let's see what Vincent can do. I think he. Oh, man.
Oh, and he scratched.
Ooh.
He had a nice spread on the balls, but he scratched, and of Chris will get ball in hand behind the line.
Yeah, and he never made a ball though, so.
So now the rule here is Chris on the scratch will have to put the ball behind the line at the top of the table, and he can only shoot balls outside that line unless he brings the ball up off a rail and back down. But obviously he wouldn't do something like that. But so he has to shoot one of the balls outside this line.
Well, I like the solids here. They're all real close there. I think I'd try to take care of that 3-5. A lot of times this is a pattern play that you work on. A lot of times you'll remove all the balls on one end, because a lot of times where you get in trouble in this game is when you have to transfer that cue ball from one half of the table to the next. And you watched enough 9-ball. The same thing happens in 9-ball. You get too straight where it's hard to get back up table, and you either got to stop, play safe, or bank it. But in the 8-ball, the safety is not much of an option usually. And
well, so Nick, I mean, ideally you're controlling the cue ball. Don't want to make it run if you don't have to, right? Keep it center of the table if you can, or so.
Now watch what happens here. Now how little he has to move the cue ball on these last 4 balls. I mean.
And the other thing you said earlier was about distance. Players always like to have as short a distance as possible.
Yeah, you take this shot on the 3. Now, if that cue ball was back another foot, this is not so easy. You know, distance is really what makes the game hard. Now, he has fallen a little funny on. When he came up table, he didn't fall very good, you know, and it's created where he's had to make a lot of great shots. And once again, he's bringing Vincent back to the table. I'd be ready to do a jumping jack right now. I'd get this game at 10-8, and he's not going to get a break this time. He loses the break, but boy, I got to be thinking, you know,
well,
I'm lucky to still have a chance to be in this match.
How many times have we seen that in this match so far, Chris Melling clearing out most of the balls and then making a mistake right down at the end and leaving an open table for his opponent, Vincent Facquet.
Well, you know what caused these problems when he played the 2 in the side, Ted, after he played the combination and the other solid went on down. What happened when he played the 2 in the side, he hit that 2 a little thin where that ball went down a little further than he wanted. So then when he went down, he
had to overcompensate.
No, it wasn't. After he
missed.
played the combination, he cut, I think it was the 2 in the side, and he overcut it a little and went against that ball down there. I think he wanted to soft roll it and stop 6 inches away where he could just put it in and then play the 3, roll it in, and then it's easy. But then, you know, he's cutting it back toward that stripe, and that stripe, I think, was blocking a little bit of the hole. So that shot's not so bad if you're full on it. But he was cutting it where it's always hard when you don't have a whole pocket to begin with, let alone when you're cutting it the opposite way you're looking.
So oftentimes, I mean, we see this in pool, like in 9-ball, when you lose your position, it gets it gets worse and worse as you keep going along. I mean, these guys really like to have precision.
Say now, like, look here. Now he's
on their position.
He actually would rather have a better angle on the 9 and go the other way. Now something could happen when he comes back up here. He could come across. Now he's going to end up having to power this ball, and anytime he's going to have to draw this above the side and get straight in on the 8. Lots of things can happen here. He can scratch in the side. He can go over and freeze on the rail, or he can stop too short. So. Now he's actually hit that really nice, but you know.
So again, when you lose position on one shot, that obviously it has a domino effect going forward.
Obviously, no good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah. Sponsors here at the Whirlpool Series, and this is the first event of the. Oh, there's a scratch on the break. This is all going south for Melling at the moment. He's going to have to take a seat and just watch Vincent Facquet do it again.
I tell you what, if Vincent can win this game, you know, Chris can't be feeling too hot right now.
No.
After these last 3 or 4 games, mentally, Vincent. I know one thing, I'd be bearing down and want to get this game, but first thing he's going to have to do, it's hard not to pick them solids here because of the position of that 2-ball. Let's see, well, that'd be one of the, I don't quite get this. I would have played the 3 and went over to the rail and got the orange 5 and then got the 1 and then went up table to get the rest of these. I don't quite, because that ball's a good out ball to leave there, that 2-ball. I don't quite understand that first thought. Now, he shot pretty fast. You know, what I find myself, I would have liked to play those 3 and then come down table, get the 7, come across, get the pink, and then the 6.
So again, it's
I would rather end up with playing the pink as my key ball. That's the one I would try to save to last. So I either take the 7 first or the 6. I'd like to take the 6 first.
But again, you like to take the balls at one particular end of the table first and then clear those so you don't have to move the cue ball too much, because things can go wrong when you're playing with the cue ball too much.
Yeah, and then a lot of times I like to leave a ball close to the hole like that in case I get a little out of line where I can play it. Maybe it can help save my run out, you know what I mean, where it's no longer hanging.
Not there
There's
anymore.
Nothing hanging no more. And sometime, like, I might leave like that stripe up at the top on the right. I might leave that there because the 8 may be hanging someplace down here. But as a general rule, if the balls are out in space or along the rails away from the pocket, I usually like, a lot of times you'll see me clear off one end and then go to the other.
Well, that's some great advice from the Hall of Famer, the legend Nick Varner here, for you players out there.
Now, see, now he's ended up real long. See, now he's got to hit this. If he doesn't, if he cinches this, he's going to end up a little thin on both these balls, the 6 and the 4. And see, distance, see that?
Oh, look out, and he scratched. The 7 came back and knocked the cue ball into the side pocket. So now ball in hand for Chris Melling.
I think he made a big mistake when he didn't take care of those 3 on that end and save this ball hanging. You know, the only reason I could see that he might want to get that 2 out of there is it might be blocking that pink ball for his hole, but he could always play that ball that was hanging and play the pink in the side and stop for the 8. You know what I mean? He don't have to.
Right. He could have taken that 2 ball at any time.
Yes. I tell you what, I think he's he's found.
It's a great insight, Nick, into how to play 8-ball. Is that one of the things, and when you do clinics, that you will teach players about how to choose and which balls to play? Maybe like, you know, clearing one end first and the other, and keeping those balls, the hangers, keeping them there as you know, for later on. Are these the kind of things that you do teach?
Yeah, that's part of clinics, especially on 8-ball, where the pattern play, the decision making, and there's some generalities, and that doesn't mean that the racks work out where you do that every time.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
but certainly something to look for players, right?
Yeah, I usually look to see how I can clear one end and then get up and clear the other end, which ball I'm going to go up to transfer from one half of the table to the next, because an 8-ball usually, it's tough a lot of times to run out because there's so many obstacles in your way, your opponent's balls. And well, that was what you call a golden opportunity for Vincent, but Chris has got to have a sigh of relief here to maintain a 2-game lead, or 3-game lead, isn't it?
Now it's 11-8. He's 2.
Maybe in the universe, but he hasn't gone to Pluto, so we're not sure. But they'll be up next in the boost commentary. Go ahead, guys, you got it.
Upstate Al, thanks very much for that. And Carl Boys, the 2010 World 8-Ball champion. And
boy, I was the first part of this stream. I was Carl. He was here in the booth, and it was really neat to see how he could pick the rack apart and do it pretty fast. It was impressive.
did you notice anything different from the, let's say, the English way of looking at a rack and the American way? Is there any? Is it all the
I
same?
don't think so. I don't think so. What amazed me about it, he really saw things, and he's pretty creative. He didn't miss a. He seemed to come up with those patterns where it was very, very simple and easy to understand why that was the way to go. You know, you could say, when he said that, you could say, wow, yeah, that is good.
Well,
but when they had that IPT tour about 10 years ago, that was one thing that one of the most.
Again, Chris misses by a hair and brings Vincent back up for another chance. What you were saying now about the IPT?
Was how good those English players played the 8-ball. And Carl, I'd never seen Carl before.
Well, he came from an
IPT
English
tour.
8-ball background, which is a similar game, but they play it instead of stripes and solids. It's a red and yellows, smaller balls, little smaller table, but similar concept. And Chris Melling also came from English 8-ball. He's won the world championship in English 8-ball twice. Appleton, Darren came from English 8-ball background. Mick Hill as well.
Now, do they not have those tournaments anymore?
They still have a tour, yes.
Oh,
they have
really?
yes, English 8-ball tour.
And do Carl and Chris still play in
No,
there?
no. I don't think there's a lot of money in the English 8-ball, enough to warrant them playing all the time. Mick Hill does.
Oh, he does?
Yes, and he's definitely Mick is definitely one of the favorites. You got to look at the Brits in this tournament. I tell you, another group of players I like to you should pay attention to are the Filipinos. Now, the Filipinos probably never play 8-ball in their entire lives unless they're taking money off of Americans, or like Efren was in the GIs at Clark Air Base and Subic in the Philippines. But what you just mentioned it about the traffic and the balls on the table, what Filipinos have in this tournament is the ability to negotiate through traffic, because they play rotation, 15-ball rotation all their lives in the Philippines. That's a big game there. And so they're able to negotiate through traffic. They're used to that.
Yeah, that rotation's a great game. That is a great game, that rotation.
We've got the great Francisco Bustamante here. Efren wasn't able to make it at a prior commitment.
Well, I like his 8-ball game.
Pretty good player, huh?
I like
Just
his
a bit.
8-ball game.
So Chris Melling
Yeah,
looking to go.
He walked away with more than the lion's share of that IPT money.
Yeah.
Just 2 events, he won $200,000 and $500,000, $700,000 in 2 events.
So this 8-ball here for Chris Melling will put him 1 away from victory.
Since then, Chris has punished him for it.
So it was 10-5 up to 10-8. Facquet was coming back. Now Melling's won 2 straight, 1 away from moving on to the next round. Single elimination. We're not doing group stages here. So Facquet would be out if Melling can get 1 more.
Well, You know, here he's got a tough ball, but I think he can go after right now. I mean, that's the nice thing. He can play that stripe by the 3 if he can't cut it straight in the side. No, he's going up table. Maybe he's going to save that as his key ball off that green one and work on this end of the table and get these balls. But he came up short there. This is going to be interesting to watch how he gets shape here. I guess the 11 goes in the side, so he just roll it in and then get the 9 and then try to get on that green stripe. Ooh, look what happened with the 7 though. If that ball don't go in the side, evidently it must, or he'd be, well, it don't go in the side no more. Not that side.
That's his problem ball.
And when he shot that 1 ball, he pushed the 7 over and away for this corner. It was looking pretty easy. Maybe it still goes. Maybe I'm wrong. He doesn't seem to be too concerned, Ted.
I don't know. That looks very close. I don't see how that goes in the side, but yeah, he was looking at it.
It must, because I don't see any other options here.
Oh yeah, it looks like there's the slimmest of alleys. No. Oh wow, that was
nice.
Well, you got to be down on the table to see it.
Yes.
And this for the match. Chris Melling takes our first TV table match here on the very first day of the Whirlpool Series, the Molinari Players Championship. Melling wins 13